Hello, everyone. This is Dr. B with PowerTalk Livestreaming. And with me, I have an amazing person that I just met, but I could feel her energy. I can feel the connection. And I thought, you know what? This is the month that we're bringing a lot of breast cancer awareness. And I felt that this would be beautiful to connect her with people that might feel vulnerable, that might feel that it's time to heal, but at a deeper level. And I'm talking about spirituality. So I am Dr. B. I'm the ultimate legacy builder because I believe that we should leave a mark on this world. And here I am with Grace Harris. Grace, thank you for being here and saying yes. I know that it was fast and but I think you made a difference in my life. So thank you. Introduce yourself so that people can know who you are, what you do, and how.
Yes, thank you, Dr. B, for having me here. It's really great to be connected this way. So, my name is Grace Harris. I am from Australia. I was born and raised in the Philippines, and I came to my country now about 20 years ago. So, I'm a mother of three, and I am a shamanic practitioner, as well as the author of the very first true story ever written about the epidemic of child abandonment in the Philippines. It's an Amazon best-selling memoir called Become the Woman of Your Dreams. And my passion really is I help women, coaches, healers, and entrepreneurs to learn to share their stories in an inspiring and empowering way so that they can create more impact in life and in business. And as you were sharing before, this is the month when we are raising awareness on breast cancer and healing on a cellular level. I find that that is very true because I know you've shared a little bit of your story with me. You do know that it's the stillness and the breath work and the meditation it takes us to a level where we don't need to understand how our bodies work, but the body understands our energetic intention and the purity of love that we embody. And so as a shamanic practitioner, I am so passionate about addressing the big gap there. So many of us, especially in this time that we have been all locked up due to COVID, that we want to create a difference in the world now that we are connected as a global community. And the biggest gap that I see is so many female entrepreneurs, coaches, and women in general, and healers in general, want to be able to reach out and serve. However, they are learning how to structure their message,
Mhm.
but not in a way where the story can really come out in an inspiring and empowering way, because there are layers to healing, and you would know this being a survivor of breast cancer yourself. And the layers to healing that I really incorporate in the work that I do is so deep that you can go back to the story and not be stuck in there, because you elevate yourself to elevate other people. And that's been such an enlightening journey for me to be able to what is so called a wounded healer. And not all my clients would call themselves healers. Some of them, they call themselves abundant coach, women empowerment coach, money coach. But there's always a level of where a certain event, a certain trauma, if you will, or even just a
Mhm.
significant life experience that had affected what they're passionate about nowadays. And yeah, so I'm here to talk about that. And I'm all yours today.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you for saying yes, because, when we're talking about healing, it's like you said, we not only heal mentally and physically, but we heal at the cellular level. And I think it's powerful that you're talking about that because it's so deep and it's memories, right? It's a lot of storytelling that we tell ourselves constantly. We're telling ourselves a story. And I think that we even have a problem that's like the dominant problem that we carry in our mind. So it's healing the memory, healing the thoughts, healing the emotions that are really being triggered in our body. So tell me, like, what is it that you do to help people heal that part of them.
Yes. So
Mhm.
in I run a program called the Heart Activated Speaker. It's 12 weeks. And this program is so different because I only will ever go into the speaking and the story sharing part
Mhm.
um, a month into the program. The first month is spent on a deeper cellular level of healing. So I take you back to the inner child. I show you how to connect with the atomic self. And just to give you a context on the atomic self, because people ask me, because my original program that I used to serve with is called the Atomic Self Love Project, which is
Mm,
mainly a relationship building program that's to do with your relationship with yourself first before you build relationships with others. But how the atomic self in the atomic self love is it can come out is, I guess, the easiest way to illustrate this is for those who have seen the movie Wonder Woman.
mhm,
In the end of that movie, Wonder Woman had a battle with her own father, Ares, because Ares wanted her to abscond from the light and go to the dark with him and conquer the world and destroy the world.
mhm,
And so they were fighting with one another, and she was a lot less stronger than Ares. And so she found herself wrapped in this metal, and she was about to give up. But what happened was she saw the one love of her life. It was her boyfriend.
mhm,
She saw him fly the airplane to the sky, and with him, he was flying a whole heap of bombs. He sacrificed his own life to save the world because the bomb blew up in the airplane up in the sky with him. And when Wonder Woman saw the only love that's really showed her what love is, sacrifice his own life and he's gone. And when she saw that sacrifice, when she felt that love deep into her gut,
mhm.
she got connected with her atomic power, with her atomic self. And just like that, boom, she unleashed herself from this metal that was wrapping her, and she beat her dark father Ares, and she lightened
Mhm.
up the world. And that is what atomic self is about. And so the first month of how I help people to be able to share from the heart and speak from the heart is go through a deep level of healing before we go into your what your message is, to give you clarity, conviction, and
Mhm.
whatnot. So and I love what I do too.
Wow. I mean, that was powerful because I could actually see everything you were talking about, and I can relate that sometimes there's something deeper than what we know exists within us. And I love how you phrase it. It's the atomic power or love, right? That divine power that we have within us that will break away those chains that are holding us back from stepping into the best version of ourselves. We have so many limiting beliefs that hold us back, and yet we have this divine power within us. And I love the work that you do. So I'm so grateful that I met you. I just want to tell people she did a heart activation. And I don't know, I was like, I've been wanting to work on myself a little deeper because I always do a lot of personal work and I do retreats, and because of COVID, I kind of stepped away from things. And then I saw her post out of nowhere, and I was like, let me try this, right? And I can actually feel the sensation of the energy work that we were both doing. And so it was really powerful. Thank you so much for that experience that you allowed me to have. So for anybody that's interested in that heart activation, I highly recommend that you reach out to Grace Harris, and we're going to put the link here if you want to join her group. I felt something powerful. I will see something soon manifest. I saw some evidence of information that I was looking for, and it showed up. It's like information that sometimes we seek, and then you see like little signs of a glimpse of what I was looking for. So thank you. I was able to see it today. Uh, so connect with Grace. And then Grace, tell us, like, like once we break away, because we're so human, and then we're habitual creatures of habit, right? How do we like break away from this sabotager or chains, and how do we continue to live our process and be within that divine power that we have? Like, it's hard, because I know, and I'm sure you know that it happens, but what are some things you think people can continue to do on a daily basis?
Absolutely. I love that question. A big part of what's really allowed me to continue to connect with my full potential is something that everyone can do and get started today as and create a habit for. And it's what I call, and I teach this as well, it's what I call transformative journaling. And for
Mm,
those of you who are actually interested to learn more about this, I'm about to do a live video on this for half an hour inside my group that Dr. B just mentioned. And so quickly, that is facebook.com/groups /Grace Harris. But and it's called, the live video is going to be called how to use journaling for your life and business, because transformative journaling is something very intentional. And I'll give you just
mm,
a little snippet of how you can incorporate it on a daily basis. And what I do personally is I spend about I can be really indulgent and spend about half an hour on it, but sometimes most of the time it's 10 minutes. And there are three things that I would encourage you to practice as non negotiable inside of your journal. So, number one is to just write down what you're grateful for. And
mm,
that doesn't have to be anything spectacular. It could be the fact that you are wearing comfortable clothes, or that you could hear the words. And sometimes we overthink what we're grateful for. And so I encourage you to use your five senses you have been gifted with as a human being. What are you feeling on your skin? How does your coffee taste like? Or what are you hearing from the nature? What are you seeing on the sky? And how does that make you feel? Because gratitude is about feeling, oh, that's nice. And so, and translate that into gratitude. And then the second one is just your intention. You can say intentions in sentences. Today, my intention is, today I'm going to. But you could be like one of my friends. He's a psychologist, and he has a really good sense of humor, but he uses words for intention because he's a simple
mm,
man. And you might be a simple person like him. So today he would write words like, for example, kindness. That means that's his intention for today. Or tomorrow he might write nourishment. It just means for him specifically not to eat junk food, whatever that means for you.
mm,
Use a word, whatever that is. Yeah. So when I use words like light, compassion, love. And sometimes I use a whole lot of paragraphs and sentences when I'm in business mode. And the third one is affirm yourself. Now, I'll spend just a couple of moments on this thing called affirmation, Dr. B, because
sure.
I'm so passionate to make people understand. We are so bombarded by social media thinking, oh, yeah, affirmation is about speaking words to yourself, reading nice words, putting them on the mirror. We're so stuck on the idea that an affirmation is a set of words. It's really not. It's an energetic power. So there are two things in an affirmation: it's your truth and your reality. And what an affirmation is, you want to speak your truth into your reality. So your reality is what's happening right now. You could
Mm,
be feeling frustrated, you could be feeling excited. That's your reality. You could be feeling excited or whatever it is. Yeah, but
mm,
your truth may not necessarily be present in your reality right now. For example, you really want to be a neurosurgeon, but for some reason you're working as a, I don't know, biophysicist.
mm,
So the truth
right,
is not your reality.
mm,
So when you speak your truth into reality, it's just embodying words that take you closer to that reality. You,
mm,
you might, for example, think to yourself or write down, say something like, I am taking steps today so that I can one day become a neurosurgeon. So my affirmation today, for example, is I am excited because I'm really excited, and I am taking steps to be closer to my dream of. So it doesn't have to be spectacular. Again, this word that, I am, don't use words that are that cause you a little bit of anxiety.
Mhm.
Try and use words that really feels good. It's like a massage. Think of a massage. You're massaging the truth into your reality, and that's how affirmation builds into a momentum. And yeah, so if we can talk about this all day, but just to commit, like if there's one thing that you can commit to yourself to get to a cellular level of healing, just pick one thing in your journal. Do you want to use gratitude or intention or affirmation, or use those three, and try that for 14 straight days and see how you feel.
Mhm. I love that. And I actually love the journaling because I think it's so empowering and it helps me to see the patterns that I'm stuck in, right? The repetition of things. And in order so I can break it or being able to add more of it if it's not enough. It's like adding ingredients to the mix of whatever you want to create. But the other thing, Grace, that I do is I ask, like, how can I activate? Like, for example, how can I activate being more abundant? Or how can I activate being more forgiving? Whatever you're working on, like you said, the word, it's like I wonder and I ask because the brain is so powerful that we'll get the ideas and the downloads. So I don't know, that works for me, but I like what you said, even just focusing on one word would help because those are powerful in itself.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing that. Um, so you said three, right? Can we mention them again really quick? The three?
Yeah, sure. In transformative journaling, the very foundational thing you can do is to write down your gratitude, what you're grateful for, and then what are your intentions or intention for the day. You can speak that to yourself as a sentence or as a word, and affirmation. So in affirmation, you are massaging the truth into your reality. And you might already have your truth in your reality, but like Dr. B just said, you want to enhance it a little bit more or share it with your loved ones.
Mm,
So you're creating a bigger truth that's already in your reality. And that's amplification of your superpower, of your own life.
mhm. I love it. I love it. So those of you that want to connect with Grace Harris, you're going to see the link, her Facebook link, and it's down below and it's crossing on our video. So you can go ahead and click there so that you can look her up and join her group because she has amazing strategies that if you're looking for some deeper work, she's the person to go to. So I truly appreciate that you're here, Grace. Tell us just a little bit about your book, and then we'll kind of wrap it up because I know you have to run to your meeting.
Absolutely. So my book is about my story uh, as a person who has transcended and overcome decades of living a life that was confined to, just my limiting beliefs and what I thought was the best of me. For a long, long time, Dr. B, I was successful in every other area of my life, career, money, and so you wouldn't know that I had this secret, almost like I was living a double life.
Mm,
But that was because I wasn't really sure that there was something wrong with my life. I was so caught up and so identified with this identity that was created when this event happened when I was 6 years old. So my mother made a decision when I was 6 that she would leave me behind in a relative's house. And so I was effectively abandoned there. And I grew up there experiencing all sorts of what in our world we would call right now as abuse. But without being attached to any negative connotations here, that was my experience, and I am so grateful for those experiences now, because I am where I am. But
mhm,
before I could get here, I had to go through a lot of healing, a lot of forgiveness. You could imagine the very first steps I had to take to even be able to speak to to the family that I grew up with, right? So it's all, so for those of you who are listening right now that have got wounds, mother wounds from when you were little, and you are, you have suppressed that maybe because you needed to live in a world that's civilized, and you needed to achieve logistical things like have a job, raise a family, have a career, and it's great. But what I want to share with you is that when you continue to suppress what needs to come out, which is the truth of who you really are and what your superpowers are, when you continue to suppress that, there is a big chance that you might come across a significant moment where it could be it could be detrimental to someone or to yourself. Case in point, I had to go through a near death experience before I got awakened to the fact that I have to look into myself deeper, because this is not working. And by this, what I meant was the relationships, the one thing that I really wanted in my entire life, which was love. I could not get it right. I could not get it right because it was the thing that was broken when I was 5 years old. There was an entity that split from my soul that started to protect me and became my protector. And in doing so, I was sheltered from love. Didn't really understand what love was. And I that's all I really want is love. My name itself speaks of love. And so that's what the book is about, coming back to yourself and healing and forgiving. And it's about self love. And it's called Become the Woman of Your Dreams. And being a memoir, it talks a lot about stories and, and travel. And it's not for the faint hearted, just so you know. So, and if you want to find out more about the book, it's on Amazon. You just type out Become the Woman of Your Dreams by Grace Harris. Make sure you type out by Grace Harris, so that you can go into the book and not have to look for it, because there's a couple of different Become the Woman of Your Dreams entitled books. So, yeah.
Mhm. And you know what? It's powerful because I became the ultimate legacy builder because I also had that near death experience. I was going through a lot of the cancer and it was for 5 years. But from there, it's how do we leave our mark? How do we not only leave our mark that we will hear from generations to come? Because when we heal ourselves, we heal our lineage, from our past to our future, and we impact in bigger ways that we can imagine. So for those of you that are connecting with us, know that when you heal, you're not only healing yourself, but you're healing loved ones from your past to your future. So do your deeper work, connect with Grace. And then I'm also the ultimate legacy builder, and I'm all about inspiring people to write, to heal, and to share their stories in a bigger way so that you outlive your life and you really tell your story, and it's from years to, from forever. You will be telling your story so that you can really impact and make a difference in bigger ways. So again, I'm the ultimate legacy builder for those of you that don't know me and that are just connecting with me now. And one more thing, Grace, because it is breast cancer, I'm all about paying it forward. So for those of you that are watching, in the month of October, I always raise money. Last year, I collected tons of toys and we gave them to children that had cancer. This year, we're raising funds because women that have cancer or had cancer and survivors and they want to tell their story, we're going to publish a book. And then from that book, we're going to collect the funds when we sell the book so that we can pay it forward and give and help women that are struggling in cancer. So the link is below if you're interested in supporting this cause, and it's for a Alive and Beautiful Foundation. So you will find it below. So anyways, again, I really want to thank you, Grace. I know that you have to run, but if you want to give us a quote or something in closing, her link for the group is below. So make sure that you reach out and you connect with Grace. Anything you want to leave us with?
Yes. Look, my favorite saying that I've first come across when I was a teenager has always been, a phrase from a French poet. I think he's a poet. And I don't know if I'm saying his name correctly. It could be Michel de Montaigne. I don't know. But he tells us, I speak the truth, not so much as I should, but as much as I dare. And I dare a little more as I grow older.
Mm. Thank you. Thank you so much. And what we're going to ask all of you is to dare to share this video, because what we're looking for is to help one person. If we can reach one person and help them in bigger ways than you can imagine, that is my intention, and that is Gray's intention, to really help humanity in a bigger way, even if it's just one at a time. And if you listen to this, share, like, make comments, ask questions, because that's why we're here to serve you. So thank you, Grace, and thank everybody that it will be looking at this video. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.